Okay, now we're going to talk about the solutions to the problems that I already spoke about. Distribution and services. The solution would be to reduce the numbers of intermediaries. This would be a business strategy. As I said before, there are kiosks that have to pay various intermediaries that distribute the merchandise in different markets, and that implies more cost to the seller, and that implies higher prices. There are other kiosks that are like a family company. They have productive land in Los Andes. They produce these vegetables and fruits, and one of the family members that are the company members as well, they transport the merchandise from Los Andes to Caracas directly to the market, and the others sell in at the market. That way, the cost really lowers. So the prices are less higher. So that's why you can find different prices from one kiosk to the other, because it depends on the way they do their business. So I think that's a business strategy. It depends on what and how they approach this business. Trying to solve it would mean to find an assessor. I think it's a little bit difficult in this project to manage. Water and electricity, as I said before, those are services that are completely independent, but I just put it in one point. It should have been two, but I think it's better to understand that water and electricity are needed, and they aren't solved for this market. The solution proposal could be to design service posts protected with security locks in order to give the kiosks the possibility to connect directly to a power source, a data cable source, without dangerous improvisations. The kiosks that work with poultry, meat, and fish will be provided with nearby water connections for cleaning after. What I wanted to point something about these posts. As the other class we were speaking about the Wi-Fi connections, evidently it's a better solution, because it won't mean having to connect all these points to this and create more cables. So we're going to have a Wi-Fi connection that I'm going to talk about in the proposal, all solved in a component, in an element that will be a unified component. So I'm going to speak about it in the next presentation. About the water, we're going to create an element, a monolith element, like those used to connect the Siamese for the fire trucks. This one will be also complied to this element that I'm going to create. And the idea is to have the possibility to create a company, offer the possibility to an entrepreneur to have to create a business for the cleaning carts. This would be managed by the municipality, but the business will be offered to an entrepreneur, and they could use these carts to clean the market after. Because the problem is that when each kiosk cleans its elements, they leave the street smelling bad, because the water just stays there, because it's bucket water. In this case, it would be meaning cleaning really the street after the market, and these people could be interested in that as a business. Sanitary conditions, as I said before, the sanitary control should be a little more strict on the food kiosks. It's something that should be controlled by the municipality or other entities that should be worried about these sanitary elements that should be controlled as a permit that, if it's not respected, should go to a penalty. And the proposal is to facilitate water service for proper manipulation and cleaning. This is a compound with the other explanation that I said about having a water source for the cleaning of the kiosks, so they don't have to bring these buckets that are really unsanitary. Restrooms. The solution implies creating a service module located in the unused area of the Retiro of the Parque Cristal. The element will be permanent. It would be only used on Saturdays and for events of the municipality. This to avoid deterioration. Deterioration because people in Venezuela don't have the tendency to preserve public facilities. It's a culture thing. But basically, the idea is to give this market that facility that could also work for municipality events that could be done there. So that's the idea. These bus stop elements will be removed from this corner. That's to solve the boulevard. The idea is to open that plaza to the market, and it will be open also for the weekdays for the people that can sit there, maybe, or that transit, because the bus stop doesn't use this space. Actually, the bus stop is farther back. So that could be a possibility to open a little more this plaza, and it's named the Cat Plaza because these are gardens created by the architect and landscaper, and people just leave cats here and they make their home these gardens, and this is full of cats. Well, this is a small representation of what the bathroom could be. The restrooms could be. It's just an element that it could be just alucubon, aluminum tiles like the building, and it could be this sort of monument, an element that could just become part of the building, since it's in front of it's just limiting this corner. And the idea is to have a cubicle for men and a cubicle for men and a cubicle for women. About the emergency control. One thing that it's important about the bathroom, it's because the restroom, I think it's important to have that element, because there's no other facility for this market around. Emergency control. In the permanent elements design, the idea is to include a first aid station with paramedics on duty. The element will be as optimized as possible. As I said before, the compound element will have also this facility. We'll see it in the proposal. Obtaining raw materials. Solving this depends on the increment of agricultural production imposed by the government and the creation of new agriculture companies. The solution would be to get the government support for the acquisition of car parts and other repairs. As I said before, that it's limited by the economical problems of the country. Paying methods. The solution to paying with cash is to make a group of requests with the cooperative for the needed sales points and include the remaining kiosks. What I mean by this is that it's easier if you go as a company or a cooperative to ask for these paying points. They could give you enough for the whole market than if you go as a unique person and you go asking for this paying point, because they have too many requests in line. Customer comfort, sun and rain control. parking, bus stop, awnings, and kiosks. All of these will be determined by the architectural proposal, but I'm going to go rapidly fast through these compiled elements. The solution proposal for sun and ray control is to integrate part of the sidewalk along the market and create covered spaces with benches for the comfort of the customers. When it rains now, the market will be able to sell. This is mainly the concept. We'll go through a little bit after. Parking. Part of the idea is to create a different pavement material over the asphalt to identify the area of the market. We'll see it also in the proposal. Since there is not enough space for a parking lot, the idea is to use part of the unused area to locate privileged parking spaces for disabled and older people. These are the spaces. The idea is for the people to use this space, and especially the elderly, that they can't come to this place with a bus or on foot because they're elderly, and also the people that are disabled. So the idea is to create this point for the people to use, since it would be the open plaza and you have already the connection to the boulevard. And the bus stop here because there is enough space for people to wait for the bus, the market to work, and you won't have to touch the restaurant that is along it. The bus stop. The solution could be to move the bus stop over only for Saturdays, what I just said, to the unused area of the Retiro of Parque Cristal, the well-known La Plaza Los Gatos. This is La Plaza Los Gatos. Okay, the awnings. The proposal is to unify the image of the market through the awnings. The existing are really deteriorated. It would be interesting if they involved some income with publicity. These are the elements. The covering for pedestrians, new awning proposal. I will explain it further along. The idea is to create a whole space for the boulevard in that street along the pedestrian walk. So not only I will have a controlled area on the sidewalks where the people do the lines to pay, but I will have a comfortable walking space along the street with a covering element. Okay, police control create wow, it's difficult to move this. Create a permanent police module with surveillance cameras system installed in the post to avoid robbers and irregular situation. This is something that has to be defined with the municipality. For now, I'm just doing a little bit, proposal with this element. This is the compound element that I was talking about. The idea is to have a complete control through this element that has visual to the boulevard where the cars are parked and the bus stop, to the boulevard where the gathering space is, and the whole market. So this space will be emergency, police, video, and Wi-Fi module. And also there will be a water point here because it could also work for in the weeks to maintain these green areas. Create an identifying method. It could be a uniform design or a number painted on the back. This, as I said, I'm not that sure. It's just a proposal. It's something that some customers sellers thought it could be a solution. I'm not that sure, but as I said before, it's just a proposal. This is the place that I was talked about before, speaking about locating the entrance of the market where the trucks will be parked for for the catering of the awning. So I will have here the trucks, and I will move the merchandise from this point to every truck, to every awning, to every kiosk